Hi guys, so 3 days ago, the president of Tanzania, John Pombe Magufuli, was announced dead, and the cause of death was reported to be COVID-19. Do you guys believe Magufuli died of COVID-19? Just a few days ago, the vice president was sworn in as the sixth president. The interesting thing about this whole situation is the fact that Magufuli denied of COVID existence. So in other words, he never adhered to any regulations or rules that were given by WHO. Everyone that he worked with, everyone that he interacted with in Tanzania, mostly the top officials and his family, you will expect they should be suffering from the same COVID if that was the cause of his death. None of the officials or his family members has been reported to have any symptoms or suffered from COVID. So my question is this: did Magufuli really die of COVID? Remember, a few months ago, that is sometime last year, he made claims that were unusual about COVID. He told these people that in Tanzania they are not going to be vaccinated and they're not going to adhere to any rules of WHO as pertain to COVID. They're going to depend on God. They're going to pray.
The country has been healed of coronavirus through prayer. It is an almighty claim and difficult to challenge because his government hasn't released any data for weeks, and the doctors who know the truth are afraid to speak out.
We have decided to go this way to depend on God. We have started with God and we shall finish with him. In reality, God has answered our prayers. The number of infected patients is dropping.
He also claimed and rejected Chinese kits that were sent freely to Africa. The ones that arrived at Tanzania, they were never used. And he claimed that goats, sheep tested positive of COVID based on those kits.
Several countries turned to the original epicenter of the virus, China, to get testing kits and other equipment, and many of these have been left bitterly disappointed over their quality. Now, Tanzania has joined the likes of Spain, the Netherlands, India and Turkey in declaring Chinese testing kits as faulty. Reports of faulty COVID-19 testing kits from China have become common these days. Spain has twice sent back defective testing kits to China after they were found to have very low sensibility. However, the African nation of Tanzania had to reject these kits for an entirely different reason. They are showing positive results, but not the kind that the government wants to see. Tanzania's President John Magufuli rejected the Chinese testing kits as faulty, saying that they showed positive results on samples taken from a goat and a pawpaw. The faulty testing kits might add to Tanzania's COVID challenge. The government is already being accused of cover-ups by its citizens.
In addition to that, we know that EU Parliament was never happy with Magufuli because he was not allowing data to be sent to WHO on how COVID had affected the country. Yet they were sending money to the country.
The European Union granted 27 million euros of European taxpayers' money to Tanzania to combat the effects of COVID. Now we have a regime in the country saying that there is no COVID in the country with rather bizarre explanations. So once again, we have a government who's refused to follow guidelines from the World Health Organization, a government that has refused to provide statistics, and still we're giving them 27 million euros. I would like you to inform the members of our committee about the money we have given to Tanzania, what were the criteria for giving this money, and especially what is happening with this money. We are talking about European taxpayers' money, and I have difficulties that we grant money to a government which is obviously not trying to cooperate in a decent manner. So could you please answer my question? And if you're not able now, then I would expect you to provide us the written details within 48 hours.
I would love to know your thoughts on this. What do you guys think? Did Magufuli really die of COVID? And if so, how come there are no top officials or even close family members being reported to have suffered or suffering the same. Thank you guys for listening, and see you in the next video. And this is the African Perspective.
Mad world.